How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Football pundits around the world. It's your boy Adam here, live on Cat Sports Football, and we have Premier League action for you today. It is Everton against Arsenal, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Your commentary team today is Adam Umarji, live on Cat Sports Football. We have Everton taking on Arsenal today. One team struggling for points, the other team struggling for quality more than anything. They're getting the points, but it's just not looking convincing yet for Arsenal. But let's see what they can do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give you the Everton team news. He's gone for Jordan Pickford in goal today, as you can see. Ashley Young, Tarkovsky, Branthwaite, and Mikalenko are your back four. It looks like it's a midfield holders of Idrissa Gueye and Amadou Onana in goal. With Dwight McNeil, Abdullah Dakore on out, Dan Juma down that left hand side, and they've got the man Bento up front. No, um, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Sorry, it's Beto, not Bento. Beto is up front. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Patterson, Keane, Godfrey, Chermiti, Garner, Dobbin, Onyango, all on the bench. 4-2-3-1 is for Everton. Let's give you the Arsenal team news. David Raya is in goal today. It's Dive Ryan goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel Zinchenko, Odegaard, Rice, Vieira comes in the squad, Saka and Ketia, Gabriel Martinelli are your attacking three. It's 4-3-3. It looks Rice could be the holding player, allowing Vieira and Odegaard the free roll. With Gabriel Jesus is on the bench. Pickford in goal. The story of the two keepers. Ramsdale not on the pitch today. It goes to players getting ready here in the centre circle to pay their respects to the thousands of people affected in Libya and Morocco. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you know of any charities, don't be afraid to share them in the chat. We got Everton shooting from right to left, Arsenal from left to right. Everton in the famous blue, Arsenal in the famous red. Players gather here for a moment to get together. Everton shooting from right to left. Everton from left to, sorry, Everton from right to left. Arsenal from left to right. Arsenal to kick us off here with Eddie and Ketia all the way back to Raya. And Ben White kicks off here on the left hand side. How are we all doing? What do we think of the Raya and Ramsdale situation? That's a questionable one, isn't it? Gabriel and Saliba are your back two. Rice on the centre circle. Zinchenko and White are your wing backs here. Let's give you the commentary today. Rice in the middle of the park into Zinchenko on the centre circle, coming into that midfield role like he likes to do in the middle. Gives them an extra man in the middle of the park. Everton just staying put, allowing Arsenal to move it around their back line. Declan Rice, Saliba and Gabriel just moving it about. Here we go with Zinchenko into Rice on the halfway line. Out to the right side, it's Saka. First time into Odegaard. Bringing the ball forward here. Surrounded by Everton here. Manages to find Saka. And Eddie Nketiah back heel into Odegaard. Backwards to Rice. First time passing to Zinchenko. Out to that left hand side towards Martinelli. But it's picked up by Ashley Young. And Everton will come away with it here. But Declan Rice is there to intercept on the halfway line. Stop any counter attack. And Arsenal restart on this left-hand side. How are we all doing in the chat? Where are we all from and who do we support? Are we Everton fans? Are we Arsenal fans? Are we just fans of football? Let me know in the chat. Declan Rice on the ball here on this left-hand side. Into the path of Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. Danjuma comes back to help out. He goes into the path of Rice. Rice finds Zinchenko. Switches it out to the left-hand side. Martinelli brings the ball under control. He gets away from Ashley Young into Vieira, who holds the ball up. Out to Martinelli. Into the path of Zinchenko. Lines one up from distance. Crosses it into the box. And is headed away by Dwight McNeil. And it goes out for a throwing for Arsenal on the Shrine side. Sorry, a corner for Arsenal down the Shrine side. Two minutes into the game. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Everton with the most goals. Sorry, Arsenal's with the most goals from corners since the start of last season with 15 alongside Tottenham. Can they create from this corner 2.5 minutes into the game? Give themselves something to work with. Gabriel causing some nuisance in the middle, trying to cover off that challenge against Declan Rice. It worked well against them in against Manchester United. Everton managed to clear it away for a throwing here on the Shrine side. Ben White steps over to take the throwing here on the Shrine side. 3 minutes in. Odegaard is there. Backwards to White. Holds onto the ball into the path of Saliba in the Everton half. Finds Gabriel on the centre circle. Returns it back to Saliba. Rice is to his right and he finds him. 1-on-1 against Abdoulaye Doucouré into Odegaard. Can he get the return pass? He does. And Saliba's forced to quickly go into Gabriel. And Arsenal managed to walk away with it here on this left-hand side. White being harassed by Dwight McNeil. Into the path of Bukayo Saka down the right side. 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. Into the middle. Eddie Nketiah tries the back heel to Odegaard. But Brathwaite is there and he clears it away. And it falls to David Raya here on this left-hand side. Eddie Nketiah showing his flicks and tricks in the early moments of this game, ladies and gentlemen. Declan Rice on the ball. Into the path of Odegaard. Odegaard finds Zinchenko on the centre circle. Into the path of Vieira. Vieira has time to turn and goes into Martinelli down that left-hand side. There's a bit of a short pass and allowed Young just to get a touch on it. But Martinelli manages to get it back. And Young hits it off him and wins the goal kick on the Shrine side. Ashley Young just reminding most touches for Everton in the Premier League this season, Ashley Young. Interesting. How are we all doing in the chat, ladies and gentlemen? So Sean Dyche has won 2 of his 7 games against Everton. Against Arsenal. Tarkovsky's there to win the header, and Arsenal have a throwing in their own half on that far left-hand side of the pitch. Gabriel goes all the way back to the keeper on this left-hand side. Into Saliba in his own box. Martinelli, very deep, picking up the ball in the middle of the park. Squares into rather Zinchenko, but it's a wasted pass. It goes out for an Everton throwing in the middle of the Arsenal half, and that really just lifts the pressure off Everton there, allowing them to push higher at the pitch. There's a wasted pass by Martinelli. Tarkovsky into Branthwaite. Back to Pickford, who just hoofs it down the line. Young is there, heads it on. It comes off the Arsenal player, and it's a Everton throwing on the halfway line. Ashley Young to take the throwing. In towards Beto on that right side. Gets away from Gabriel, and he holds onto the ball well. The Everton player into Ashley Young. Plays a 1-2 with Onana and backwards to Tarkovsky. And that's what they need to do, Everton. They just need to move the ball about and keep it away from Arsenal just to get Goodison Park involved in the game. Onana goes backwards to the keeper, Jordan Pickford. Pickford holds onto the ball. Into Tarkovsky. Floats it out to that right side towards Danjuma, but it's a wasted ball and it goes out for an Arsenal throwing. Need to do better there, Everton, when they have the ball. Just keep possession of it, move it about. Saliba on the ball on the centre circle, on this left-hand side, into Zinchenko. Manages to find his way to Gabriel down that left-hand side. He holds onto the ball on the halfway line. Martinelli's ahead of him, but he goes backwards. And it's now Declan Rice on the centre circle. White. Into Gabriel. Saliba bringing the ball forward towards the centre circle. Into Declan Rice, who turns. He's got Zinchenko through the middle and he finds him and he goes backwards to Saliba. Again, Arsenal just moving it about here. Trying to find a bit of space. Gabriel bringing the ball forward here. Odegaard asking for the ball to be put into the box, but he holds on to it. Gabriel. Vieira makes a run off the ball here. Tarkovsky lets him run. But he wins the header. Ashley Young is there. Game carries on and it's Idrissa Gana Gueye into Onana, but it's a misplaced pass, but allows Idrissa Gana Gueye to pick up the loose ball. Dwight McNeil now has it. Abdoulaye Doucouré ahead of him, but he's surrounded by Arsenal players and he loses it. And Odegaard now has the ball here on the right side. Bukayo Saka makes all up a run and he finds him. Bathra is there. And it goes up for a corner down the right side, and that's Dwight McNeil running himself into danger. You need to just get rid of the ball there. There's no need to give the ball away in there in your own half like that. Goes out for a corner down the right side for Arsenal. 8 minutes played. Bukayo Saka to take the corner down the right side. All lining up deep in the box, Arsenal. We'll see what they do. It is a deep ball into the box and he's going to leave it to Declan Rice. It's definitely something they've worked on from the training ground here. Definitely something they've worked on in the training ground. Another corner for Arsenal down that far left-hand side of the pitch. Time for Martinelli to see what he can distribute. Had a shocking game from corners in the last one against Manchester United. Distribution wasn't the best. Let's see what they can do here. Arsenal take the corner short here to Odegaard. Bringing the ball towards the edge of the box down this left-hand side to Zinchenko. He returns it into Vieira. Vieira has time to turn. Right foot shot is over the bar. Maybe should have done better. He had enough time there. He had enough time there to get the shot off and he's just absolutely blazed it over. Goal kick here for Everton on the right side. 9.5 minutes played here. Everton 0, Arsenal 0. Throwing for Everton here. Beto couldn't get there and it makes its way back to Ben White. Ben White goes over back to Raya here on this left-hand side. And he'll just feed it down the line into White. And Dwight McNeil's tracking back, but White finds the pass into Saka. Mikalenko is all over him like a rash, but Saka manages to get away and find the pass out to Martinelli, but the referee's going to pull it back here. Referee's going to pull it back here, the advantage. Wasn't played long enough there. Here we go with Odegaard on the ball on this left-hand side. Coming very deep to pick up the ball for Arsenal. It's only 11 minutes in and he's coming deep to pick up the ball. Declan Rice has it. Gets away from Abdoulaye Doucouré and he finds Gabriel here on this left-hand side. Holds onto the ball. Idrissa Gana Gueye applying some pressure, but he goes backwards to Saliba. First time into Declan Rice. Eddie Nketiah has split the defenders in the middle there, but he goes into White and Rice returns it back to him. And White brings the ball forward into Bukayo Saka, but Branthwaite is there. And he's nearly caught there. And Eddie Nketiah there just went a bit late on Pickford, and that'd be a, that's a yellow card, surely. Pickford not happy with the linesman there. Pickford to restart on the Shrine side. 12 minutes played. That just gives the little lift that Goodison Park needed. Pickford to restart the game on the Shrine side. Left foot, high up top. Towards Beto, who wins the header. Doucouré brings the ball down, but it's straight into path of White, who clears it away. Eddie Nketiah will charge it down, but Tarkowski's there. And Pickford returns it back to Tarkowski. Odegaard has driven quite far, hyped the pitch to try and win the ball back, but Pickford holds on to it and finds Brathwaite here on the Shrine side, bringing the ball forward here for Everton. 12 minutes played, Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Better by Everton. He switches it out wide towards Danjuma. Zinchenko is there to toss it back to his keeper. And Raya, who's in goal for Arsenal today, flicks it on, and Bukayo Saka flicks it. But Mikalenko is there, and he goes all the way back to the keeper, Pickford. Pickford into Mikalenko. Pickford getting a bit too comfortable on the ball here. Just getting a bit too comfortable. Going for them little passes out wide instead of launching it. He goes into Onana. Onana back to Brathwaite. Back to Onana. Onana has Eddie Nketiah behind him, but he holds onto the ball. Into the path of Tarkowski. Tarkowski over the top towards Beto. Trying to make the run behind, but Zinchenko is there to clean up the ball. Danjuma applying the pressure, but he goes back to Gabriel on this left-hand side. 13 minutes played. How are we all doing in the chat? Where are we all from and who do we support? Are we Everton fans? Are we Arsenal fans? Or are we just fans of football? Saliba here for Arsenal. Into the path of Gabriel. Ooh, kick. Downloading, sponsoring Goodison Park. Interesting. Or advertising, should I say. Here we go to Declan Rice on this left-hand side. Goes to Ben White. 14 minutes played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Into Declan Rice. Zinchenko. Martinelli makes a run for the ball, but he holds on to the ball. Zinchenko, and he finds Declan Rice. Rice bringing the ball forward here. 14 minutes played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. How are we all doing? Bukayo Saka gets away from Mikalenko, and he brings the ball forward here. Abdoulaye Doucouré is there, but he finds the pass into Odegaard, surrounded by Everton players, and Abdoulaye Doucouré takes it off him. Now it's time for Everton to come away with the ball, but it's intercepted by Saliba, and Declan Rice comes away with it here. Eddie Nketiah can't get there. Beto does, but Rice is there. The referee pulls it back for an Arsenal free kick. 14 minutes played, and Goodison Park just getting a bit Saliba into Zinchenko. Someone should have told Declan Rice to wear white underwear, not black. Vieira. And then Ketzer makes another ball. If they can find him, is he onside? No, he's not. He's offside. And Everton restart here on this right side. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world, how are we doing? Are we Everton fans? Are we Arsenal fans? Are we just fans of football? Let me know in the chat. Pickford feeds the ball high up into the air. Beto trying to battle it against Gabriel, and he wins the header, but Mikalenko's there. Dakota tries to return it back to Beto, but Gabriel wins the header, and Raya gathers it in his hands here on the left-hand side. Raya restarts on the 16th minute here. Gabriel on the ball. Backwards to Saliba on the edges of his own box. Beto struggling in this game, just feeding off not really much. It's a pass through to Odegaard, out to the shrine side. It's Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. Odegaard carries on with his run into the box, but Mikalenko sticks a foot out and wins the throwing here on the shrine side. Odegaard into White. White holds onto the ball here. Rice to his left and he finds him. Abdullah Decore just holds off. Rice holds onto the ball here. 16 minutes played. Rice to Saliba. Saliba finds Gabriel on the centre circle. Martinelli is on the left. Vieira through the middle. Zinchenko to his right, but it goes out to Martinelli on the left-hand side. Young holds off on him. Martinelli holds onto the ball and finds Rice on the edge of the centre circle. He's got White to his right and he finds him one-on-one with Mikalenko. Sorry, Dwight McNeil goes out wide to Saka. Saka returns it to Rice. Rice holds onto it into Ben White. Ben White across the 6-yard box. Young is there. Martinelli gets a touch on it, but he couldn't get there. Dan Juma just hits it out of the box, and Zinchenko gathers it in his hands. Gabriel now on the ball finds Rice on the centre circle. Into Ben White. White switches it out to Martinelli down the left-hand side, who brings the ball under control. 1-on-1 against Dan Schumer. Shimmies onto his right foot. Dummies hit into the path of Rice. Rice finds Ben White. Ben White takes it off his feet, returns it back to Rice, but it's intercepted by Idrissa Gana Gueye, and Beto's pass to Decore is wasted. And Arsenal win it back, and it's again Everton having to sit back here, wait for the ball to be run. Zinchenko now on the ball. Into the path of Saliba. Out to the shine side is Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. Mikalenko has won a few of these battles and he seems to have won it again. And he clears it out for a throwing down the shine side. 18 minutes played here. White to take the throwing. Eddie Nketiah is off. Game carries on and it falls out to Martinelli down the left hand side, who's 1-on-1 with the keeper. He puts it into the back of the net. What's happened there? Let's have a look at the replay. What's happened here? Checking for offside. Was he offside is a question. Oh, he's offside. He is offside. Here we go. His offside has been given, so no goal. Thank God, because I was watching. Pickford to restart the game high up top towards Beto. Headed away by Zinchenko. Odegaard gathers it. Zinchenko is there on the left hand side. Goodison Park is getting a bit feisty, ladies and gentlemen. Gabriel to Saliba on the penalty spot. Into the path of Ben White. 21 minutes play. Martinelli's gone down off the ball here for Arsenal. Martinelli stayed on the ground here. Getting some treatment. Obviously, they have a like-for-like change in Trossard down that left-hand side, but we'll have to wait and see if he's someone that might come on. How do they not have the right cameras? Why are we doing an offside? Why are we doing an offside? Looks like Trossard might be coming off. Here we go with Arsenal on the ball now. So Martinelli has come off for Lisandro Trossard. So it's Bukayo Saka now on the ball on the right side. Finds Declan Rice in the middle of the park, switches it out to Trossard, get first touch of the game. Holds onto the ball here, one-on-one against Ashley Young. Backwards to Zinchenko, into the path of Odegaard in the middle of the park. He's got Dwight McNeil behind him, but he goes into Zinchenko to Vieira. Vieira holds onto the ball. Back to Zinchenko. Finds Saliba on the centre circle. Arsenal moving the ball about. Everton cannot afford to be so high up when Arsenal break it. Gabriel on the halfway line, 25 minutes played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Trossard now on the vote. 1-on-1 against Idrissa Gana Gueye. Into the path of Ben White. Out to the shine side is Saka. Dwight McNeil is tracking back. Saka 1-on-1 against him. Ben White makes a rapid run and he finds him. Gets himself into the box. Across the 6-yard box is cleared away to Rice. Rice takes it out of his right foot, takes a shot, and that's blocked. It comes out to Zinchenko. Into Vieira on that left-hand side of the box. Back post is White. And I think he heads it away from Odegaard more than anything, but it goes out for a goal kick. 25 minutes played. Everton with a goal kick here. 26 minutes played. Tarkowski in his own box. Clears the ball high up top. And it falls to Saliba on this left-hand side, all the way into path of White, and he clears it away. Vieira loses the ball to Onana, who turns on the centre circle. Backwards to Branthwaite. All the way back to Pickford. Tarkowski. And he clears it out for a throwing. Arsenal with a throwing here on the 27th minute. Rice. Zinchenko. Back to Rice. Intercepted by Young, and it goes out for a throwing. 27 minutes played here. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Arsenal with a goal disallowed due to offside. But the view that we were going off was on the corner flag. How is that possible? How do we not have in line? But it is what it is. Here we go with Saliba into Zinchenko on the centre circle. Out to that right side towards Bukayo Saka, headed away by Mykolenko. Dwight McNeil gathers it and finds Mykolenko down the line towards Abdoulaye Doucouré, bringing the ball forward, but it's a wasted pass. And Beto must be fuming because Everton haven't been passing into him at all. And Arsenal come away with it here with Odegaard out to the right side to Ben White. 1-on-1 against Dwight McNeil. Squares into Brother Rice. First time into Odegaard. Into Eddie Nketiah, tries to flick it on, but Doucouré is there. Mykolenko finds Idrissa Gana Gueye, and Everton will come away with it. And Beto now has the ball, bringing the ball forward here. 1-on-1 against Saliba. He's only got Danjuma to his right, but he holds onto the ball and goes into the box. And Saliba just ushers it out of play. And it goes out for a goal kick here. 28 minutes played, and that's the first time Beto has had the ball, bringing it into the Arsenal box. Unfortunately, Danjuma was the only one there, and he couldn't find another player. But that's what they need to do. They need to get away from the Arsenal pressure and get passes into Beto and see what he can create. 28 minutes played. Rice switches it out, but it's intercepted by Danjuma, and Idrissa Gana Gueye has it on the centre circle, and now it's 5-on-5. Idrissa Gana Gueye out to the right side towards Danjuma, 1-on-1 against Zinchenko. Trossard is tracking back. Danjuma holds onto it, into Ashley Young, takes it out of his feet, right foot into the box. Raya gathers it, and it's easy for Raya there. Raya floats it over the top towards Bukayo Saka, and wins the free kick. Brathwaite. That's what you need to do. Try and win something, guys. How are we doing? Where are we all from and who do we support? Are we Arsenal fans? Are we Everton fans or are we just fans of football? Pickford to clear the ball high up top. Gabriel with a header back to Ryan. He gathers it in his hands and restarts on this left-hand side. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Gabriel has the ball here on this left hand side. Decore gets away from Declan Rice, drives onto the edge of the box. He's brought down by Saliba there. He's brought down by Saliba there, maybe looking for the penalty more than anything. And Odegaard comes away with it into Trossard. Loses the ball to Decore. Decore into the path of Danjuma. Dwight McNeil makes a rapid run. Danjuma's going to take a shot from distance, which is blocked. And Eddie Nketiah there loses it to Abdullah Decore. It falls to Idrissa Konate. Takes a shot and it's straight to the hands of Raya. And it goes out to Everton, also side to restart on this left hand side. Arsenal have a free kick on the third. Sorry, Arsenal have a free kick on the 31st minute of the game down the China side. They've had a goal disallowed, but it's clear to see this season they have been working on set pieces. And let's see what Arsenal do. Odegaard steps over to take the free kick down the China side. It's towards the keeper, but it's headed away by Mikalenko and goes up for an Arsenal throwing down the China side. 32 minutes played. Arsenal nil, Everton nil. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Wasted opportunity from that throwing, and it goes up for a goal kick on the Shine side for Everton. Pickford to restart the game. Arsenal Tottenham is at 2 o'clock. Interesting. Let's see. So next week, Villa Brighton. Who's. Sorry, no, it's the week before that. 23rd, Burnley United at 8 o'clock. And then what's on Sunday? Arsenal Spurs at 2. Wow, interesting. How are we all doing in the chat? Where are we all from and who do we support? Are we Everton fans? Are we Arsenal fans? We're just fans of football as Ben White has the ball here on this left hand side. Into the path of Gabriel. Bringing the ball forward. Zinchenko makes the space in between the lines, but he goes backwards to Saliba. Saliba on the 33rd minute. Into Ben White. Ben White out to the Shine side. It's Bukayo Saka, one against Mikalenko. Mikalenko's done well today against it, but Saka gets the better of him this time and finds Eddie Nketiah in the middle. Backwards to Rice. First time into Zinchenko. Idrissa Konate can't get there. Zinchenko's bringing the ball forward here. Trossard is there, but not in the same wavelength, and Pickford gathers in his hands for Everton on the Shine side. Pickford to restart on the Shine side. Just clears it down the line, high up top towards Beto. Battling against Gabriel. Beto can't get there. It's going to fall to Danjuma here, and his pass is intercepted. Beto can't get there, and it's cleared away. The referee pulls it back for an Arsenal free kick here. They did claim for a handball, Everton, but Vieira's gone down here. 35 minutes played. 35 minutes played. Arsenal restart here with Saliba. First time into Gabriel. Zinchenko back to Gabriel on his left-hand side, and Everton are growing in this game. Cleared away into Ben White. Dwight McNeil can't get there. White holds onto it into Saka. First time into Odegaard, and maybe Everton are stretched here, but Abdoulaye Doucouré is there. And Doucouré. "36-minute play. Declan Rice there asking the linesman for more. Mikalenko there asking, telling the Saka that there's nothing in that. Mikalenko all the way back to Pickford on the shine side. Odegaard comes over to apply pressure, but Pickford clears it down the line. Headed away by White. And it goes out for a throwing on the halfway line. Mikalenko to take it. Mikalenko with a throwing. Beto brings the ball under control and gets away from Saliba. But Saliba does well to win it back. Ben White down the line, but Mikalenko's there to intercept, and it goes out for a throwing here for Arsenal on this left-hand side. 37 minutes play. Everton 0, Arsenal 0. Rice into Odegaard, intercepted by Onana, but it comes off the Everton man and goes out for another Arsenal throwing. Ben White to take it. Quickly into Odegaard, brings the ball under control, but Tarkowski's there to win the header, and Doucouré comes away with a pull. Out to the left-hand side, it's Idrissa Gana Gueye who's brought down, and he wins the free kick here, Everton. Dwight McNeil steps over to take the free kick down this left-hand side, and this is where Everton need to capitalise. From set pieces, moments like this, they've not really created anything from anything else, but they've gone a set piece here to try and create. Ashley Young puts the ball into the box, is headed away, it's a wasted opportunity, and Trossard now comes away with it here on that left-hand side. And Beto wins it, and it's Onana. And can Everton counter here? Onana out to Doucouré on that right side. Into the middle, finds Dwight McNeil. Turns, puts his head up. Left foot shot is blocked. And why are you shooting from distance? When have you scored a goal from distance, Dwight McNeil? And Vieira bringing the ball forward here. Backwards to Zinchenko. And it falls to Vieira, who switches it out to Bukayo Saka down the shine side, who's got space to bring it forward. Mikalenko comes over to cover, so does Danjuma. He skips away from him, gets away from Idrissa Gana Gueye. Zinchenko into Rice, out to Ben White on the shine side, gets away from Mikalenko, but Odegaard's there. It falls to Rice. Ben White into Odegaard, back to White, takes a shot straight at Pickford. 39 minutes played. Branthwaite gets away from Odegaard, who falls to the ground. Idrissa Gana Gueye now holds on to the ball. Into Mikalenko, and Everton are shocking. Everton are absolutely disgusting. What are you doing? What are you doing, Idrissa Gana Gueye? Jared Branthwaite sitting down. White to take the throw. Falls to Saliba. Saliba into Gabriel. Odegaard on this left-hand side. Zinchenko bringing the ball forward here into the path of Vieira. White to Bukayo Saka, 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. Holds onto the ball, 1-on-1 against Danjuma, but he goes backwards. Looks like Danjuma and Dwight McNeil have swapped sides for the time being for the last 5 minutes of this first half. Danjuma down the left, Dwight McNeil down the right. We'll wait to see what that does. Gabriel on the ball here. Saliba on the centre circle. Into path of White. White bringing it forward here. Odegaard ahead of him. Saka to his right. Rice to his left, but he holds on to it. White and goes backwards to Saliba. Ball out to the right side. Mikalenko wins the header. Odegaard brings it down into Ben White. Rice bringing the ball forward here. Gets away from Idrissa Gana Gueye, bringing the ball forward out to Ben White on the right side. 1-on-1 against Idrissa Gana Gueye. Saka heads it back to Rice. Rice into the middle finds Zinchenko, who's got space to bring it forward. Is he lining one up from distance? Yes, he is. But he passes it to Trossard. Trossard tries to go around the outside, the inside, finds Zinchenko in the middle, spins away in the box here, but there's no one there to help him. He goes backwards to Gabriel. Trossard back to Gabriel here on this left-hand side. 42 minutes played. Everton 0, Arsenal 0. Rice now on the ball. Trossard to his left. Makes his way back to Gabriel. Gabriel has Vieira to his left. Trossard through the middle. Eddie Nketiah to his right, but it goes into Vieira. Vieira finds Rice in the middle of the park, and he squares into path of Rice, and it's now Odegaard. Out to White. White finds Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Danjuma. Mikalenko's just tracking back. White is there, finds Zinchenko, but it's intercepted. Idrissa Gana Gueye gets the header. Trossard. Can Dwight McNeil get there ahead of Vieira? He can't. Dwight McNeil is shattered. He's only been 42 minutes, and he is absolutely shattered. Get him off. Rice to White. Eddie Nketiah is there, so is Saka. He's got Odegaard to his right, but White holds onto the ball and goes backwards to Saliba. Zinchenko. Rice. Back to Zinchenko. Saliba to his right. Gabriel to his left, and he finds it. Vieira ahead of it. Trossard. Backwards to Zinchenko. Arsenal slowing the game down far too much here. White. Has Odegaard ahead of him. Saka to his right. And he finds him. Doucouré applying pressure. Finds the pass to Saka into the middle of Zinchenko on the centre circle. Who turns Gabriel to his left, but he goes over the top towards Vieira, who's in behind Ashley Young here. Gets himself into the box and into Eddie Nketiah, but he's behind him, and Abdullah Doucouré comes away with it. Beto does well to fend off Rice, and Beto puts his head down and he drives with the pole, but he loses it to Zinchenko, and it goes out for an Everton throwing on that right side. Everton have a throwing here on the 44th minute. Makes its way back to Branthwaite. Onana. Back to Branthwaite. Into Pickford. Onana. Turns away from Eddie Nketiah. Ooh, nearly got unlucky there, but Branthwaite is there to clear it. Dwight McNeil tries to go for the header, but offside flag is given. White tries to clear the ball forward, but Vieira couldn't get there. Goes up for a goal kick on the right side, where Pickford will restart. There's 45 minutes, 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes of added time here. Everton 0, Arsenal 0. Pickford short to Branthwaite. First time into Mikalenko on the right side. Then comes off Bukayo Saka and it goes out for a throw-in. Pickford. High up top towards Beto. Saliba wins the header. Idrissa Gueye gets the ball under control here on his left hand side. Bukayo Saka is tracking back. Idrissa Gueye puts the ball into the box into Dwight McNeil. His shot is blocked by Saliba, but it falls to Mikalenko here on his left hand side. Bukayo Saka is tracking back. He squares it into Onana. Out to that right side towards Ashley Young, but it's a misplaced pass. And Trossard picks up the loose ball. But Ashley Young does well. Actually, the referee's going to pull it back and give a yellow card there. I thought he won the ball there, ref. I thought he won the ball there. Let's have a look. Maybe he didn't. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. 46th minute played here. Clears the ball down the line, but it's over hit. And Pickford stops it going out of play. Pickford into Branthwaite here. Into Idrissa Gueye. Backwards to the keeper, Pickford. Pickford clears the ball down the line. To Beto. Beto holds onto the ball on the centre circle. Into Decore. Decore on the centre circle. Loses it to Trossard. And it's now Rice. Saliba goes down holding his face. "47th minute here. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. White on this left hand side. To Saliba. Zinchenko. Into Trossard. Trossard comes backwards to Gabriel. Saliba into White. Rice on the centre circle, bringing it forward. Goes into the path of Gabriel. Gabriel has Trossard to his right, but he goes into Vieira. Vieira 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. Turns him again, and he holds onto it here. Right foot into the box. It's to the edge towards White. White holds onto it here into Rice. Rice being surrounded by Idrissa Gueye. Returns it back to White. Intercepted by Danjum, and he goes up for an Arsenal throwing here. White to restart. Saka loses the ball to Idrissa Gueye. And Everton with a free kick here on the Giant side. But actually, referee's blown for half time. Referee's blown for half time here. Arsenal nil, Everton nil. Guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll see you for the second half. Stay tuned. Well, nil-nil at half time, and it's not really much. Well, it's nil-nil at half time, and there's not really much to talk about besides that controversial offside decision given to the Arsenal goal, which was disallowed. My only thing is, how are we looking from the corner flag when we're putting the lines up to see if someone's offside or not? Clearly, there's something wrong there, and something needs to be looked into. But Arsenal need to move that ball quicker and fizz it into the players, into the attacking players, and trust the ability that they have to be able to control it under pressure and move it about and stretch this Everton team. And Everton, on the other hand, need to actually decide whether they go to hold out for a draw or go for the win. Because if they're going to go for the win, they need to improve on that quality. Some of the players have been shocking. Has been probably their best player, but in terms of Dwight McNeil down that right hand side, he's been non-existent. Danjuma's been non-existent. Idrissa Gana Gay, Dakori and Onana have really done nothing. Beto's been stranded on his own. They need to decide, do they go for the win or do they go for the draw? I feel there's more opportunities for them to go for the draw and maybe snatch something at the end, but they need to find that quality because it's been shocking today. Second half coming up here on Card Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on here? Why is it? Is it? Hello? Hmm. Interesting. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? It's your boy Adam here, live on Card Sports Football, bringing you the commentary for Everton against Arsenal. Everton nil, Arsenal nil, and Arsenal just need to move the ball about a bit quicker. White into Declan Rice on the edge of the box, finds Odegaard, gets away from the defender, takes a shot. What a save by Pickford! It forced to Vieira, and his shot is over the bar. He goes out for a goal kick on this left hand side for Everton. How are we all doing? Where are we all from and who do we support? Why did it do that? It's like interesting. Everton have a free kick down the right side of the pitch. They need to improve their quality when distributing, and Ashling has gone central. He is cleared away into the path of Decore. Can he get the head of Ben White? Yes, he does. Goes backwards, and he makes his way into the path of Ashley Young on the halfway line. Switches it out to that left-hand side. Onana jumps up, leaves it to Decore, and the free kick's given Arsenal ways. 47 minutes played. How are we all doing in the chat? Where are we all from and who do we support? Are we Everton fans? Are we Manchester United fans? Are we Arsenal fans? Are we just fans of football? This is a platform for all football fans around the world to come together and talk football. It doesn't matter where you're from or who you support. If you watch the international sport of this planet Earth, ladies and gentlemen, this is a platform for you. So get in the chat, say hello, and let's talk some football. Ben White has the ball into Bukayo Saka. Is that a great battle on that right side? Bukayo Saka against Mikalenko. Gabriel now has the ball here on the right side, bringing the ball forward into the Everton half. Squares it back to Saliba on the centre circle and sees the ball out to the right side towards Bukayo Saka. Dwight McNeil's tracking back. Mikalenko is there to cover now. It's 2-on-1 here. He finds Odegaard in the box. Tries to get away from the defenders. Branthwaite does well to stop it from going out for a corner. It goes backwards to White here on the right side. Forces Zinchenko. Lines one up from distance and it hits Tarkovsky. And Ashley Young is there. And it's Beto. Tarkovsky. It's Ashley Young down this left-hand side. Down the line, intercepted by Trossard. Goes out for a throwing here. "49th minute played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Young with a ball down the line. No one there for Everton. Saliba goes back to Raya. Back to Saliba. Danjuma is there. Finds the pass to Gabriel. Arsenal trying to play out their own half. Danjuma all over him and it's intercepted there by Beto, but it goes up for a throwing here on the right side for Arsenal. 50 minutes played. Zinchenko goes backwards to Gabriel. Gabriel now the ball on his left-hand side. Into the path of Zinchenko. Finds White. Vieira to Zinchenko. Zinchenko holds onto the ball here. 50 minutes played. And goes out to Ben White on that right side of the pitch. Holds onto his Saka to his right. Odegaard through the middle. Rice is ahead of him, but he goes into Odegaard. Odegaard bringing the ball forward here. Dwight McNeil's tracking back. He finds Bukayo Saka. Intercepted there by Branthwaite. And he goes down holding his head, but Odegaard carries on with Zinchenko. Zinchenko out to his left-hand side is Trossard. One-on-one against Danjuma. He cuts in on his right foot. Dinks it in towards the middle, but it's cleared away. Into the path of Zinchenko, who holds the ball up here. And Zinchenko finds Saliba on the centre circle. Saliba out to that right side to White. Zinchenko on the centre circle, over the top towards no one, and Pickford gathers it in his hands here on this left-hand side. 51 minutes played, Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Idrissa Gonagay manages to find a pass out wide to Danjuma on the right side, and he brings it central here into the path of Beto, tries to return it back to him, but it's intercepted by Arsenal, and Trossard comes away with it. Rice, his pass is misplaced, and Ashley Young's there to intercept, and it's now Branthwaite, and it's Goodison Park who's waking up now. Dwight McNeil, back to Branthwaite, out to that left-hand side towards Mikalenko, takes it in his stride, but it goes out for an Arsenal throw-in. 52 minutes played. White steps over to take the throw-in. Odegaard. All the way back to Raya, who brings the ball under control on the 6-yard box. Gabriel. To Trossard, coming deep to pick up the ball. Gets away from Ashley Young, and he drives into space. Gets himself into the Everton half. There's no one tracking back here. Trossard drives with the ball out to the left-hand side. It's Vieira. 1-on-1 against Danjuma. Goes backwards. To Zinchenko. Zinchenko in the middle finds Declan Rice. Out to that right side towards Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Dwight McNeil. Lays it back to Rice. Rice out wide to White. Back to Saka. Trying to create something down that right side. Left foot into the box. Deep towards Trossard. Heading towards goal, but Young is there to clear it away for a throwing. 53 minutes played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Arsenal just turning up the pressure now. Zinchenko. To Vieira. Intercepted by Danjuma. Goes up for another throwing on this left-hand side. Vieira. Intercepted by Danjuma. Goes up for another throwing on this left-hand side. Zinchenko to take the throwing here. Takes it short to Rice. And it comes off Abdoulaye Doucouré for another Arsenal throwing down this left-hand side. 54 minutes played. Anana does well to win the ball back and makes it pass all the way back to Pickford. Pickford down the line, but it goes out for an Arsenal throwing on the halfway line. 55 minutes played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Eddie Nketiah struggling to get himself in this game today. Zinchenko squares it into Rice. Ben White and Saka to his right. He finds Saka. White makes a rapid run. Saka holds onto it. Brings it onto his left foot. Returns it to Rice. Rice out wide to White. White holds onto it on that right side. Backwards to Rice. 55 minutes played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Zinchenko on the centre circle. Feeds the ball over the top, and Trossard's in behind here on the left-hand side. He brings the ball under control here. Puts the ball in there. He's cleared away. Falls to Vieira. Blocked and goes out for a throwing. Offside flags given for something. I don't know where the offside flag was for, but it's given offside. And Pickford restarts on this left-hand side. High up top this time by Jordan Pickford. Gabriel gathers it here, stops and lets it go out for a goal kick. And Arsenal restart on the right-hand side. White now has the ball here on the right-hand side. Backwards to Saliba returns it back to White. White bringing the ball forward. Odegaard ahead of him. Squares it to Saka. Saka's in an Everton sandwich. And brought down for a free kick for Arsenal on the right side of the pitch. 57 minutes played here. Arsenal have a free kick down this right hand side of the pitch. Zinchenko on the centre circle. It's got Saka to his right. Odegaard and Nketiah Vieira through the middle. Trossard to his left, but he goes backwards to Saliba, who tries to switch it out wide to Saka, but it's intercepted by Everton. Only for Rice to win it back. Odegaard fights Eddie Nketiah around the outside of Tarkovsky. And they win the corner on that right side of the pitch. 57 minutes into the game. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. And just as Everton thought they had won the ball, Arsenal catch them sleeping. But Eddie Nketiah's shot is blocked by Tarkovsky and it goes out for a corner. On that far right hand side of the pitch, Everton nil, Arsenal nil. 58 minutes played. Arsenal have had a goal disallowed. But can they create from this set piece? They have the most goals since the start of last season. From corners, let's see what they do. Bukayo Saka deep in there, headed away by Branthwaite. Zinchenko's shot comes off an Everton player and goes out for another corner on that right side of the pitch. How are we all doing in the chat? Where are we all from and who do we support? Are we Everton fans? Are we Arsenal fans? Or are we just fans of football? Arteta having a word with his backroom staff to see what he can do to change it up here. Saka to take the corner. Again, Arsenal deep in numbers. There's 5 of them towards the back post. But he goes short to Trossard. Trossard holds on to it here. On the edge of the box towards Zinchenko. Takes a shot and is blocked. Clays for a handball. Clays for a handball and it goes out for a corner. Let's have a look. "59 minutes played here. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Referee's having none of it. How are we doing in the chat? Are we Everton fans? Are we Arsenal fans? Corner on this left hand side. Vieira steps over to take it. Looks like Odegaard's coming short as well. Vieira to Odegaard. Odegaard, 1-1 against the defender. Out to Zinchenko. Takes a shot. Headed away. It falls to Saka. Zinchenko to Vieira down the left hand side. Whips the ball towards the back post. It's headed away by Branthwaite. And Pickford gathers it in his hands here. 60 minutes played. Throws it over the top towards Abdoulaye Doucouré. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he does. 1-1 against Ben White here. Goes backwards. Makes his way all the way back. And just as Everton went up the pitch, they've gone back. And it's Ashley Young now on the ball on the halfway line. Dwight McNeil to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Anon on the centre circle. Branthwaite. Idrissa Gana Gueye. Onana to Mikalenko. To Onana on the left hand side. Down the line towards Dwight McNeil. Danjuma as well trying his best. It goes to Raya and it's now Declan Rice. And the Goodison Park asking their players for more. Mikalenko takes the ball off him. And he gets a free kick for Arsenal on the right side of the pitch. 61 minutes play. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Rice on this right side. Odegaard bringing it forward into the Everton half. Squares it to Zinchenko on the centre circle. Gabriel to Saliba. Finds White on the halfway line. 61 minutes played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Gabriel bringing the ball forward into the Everton half. Plays a 1-2 with Trossard. Everton go to like a back five. Sees the ball over the top towards Vieira, but Tarkovsky just lets it go out for a goal kick. Looks like Dominic Calvert-Lewin is coming on for Everton. Long ball over the top towards Beto, headed away by Gabriel, but Everton are going to win the ball back. Danjuma couldn't take it off his feet, but also clear it away. Eden Ketia loses it to Branthwaite, and it's Ashley Young now on the ball here. Into Anon on the halfway line. Into Beto. Beto Chedrisa going to get brought down by Vieira. Free kick to Everton. Just in the middle of the Arsenal half, should I say. Ashley Young to take the free kick here in the middle of the Everton half. Can't really float it into the box. They've not really got the height for that, Everton. Are they going to go right or are they going to go left? They're going to go one way. Ashley Young. What's he going to do this time? Dwight McNeil's there as well. Ashley Young gives the signal and he floats it towards that left-hand side. Headed away by Saliba. Mikalenko keeps it alive. Anana jumps up. Can Danjuma get the head of Saka? No, he can't. And it's Mikalenko. And they're going to ask for something. Gabriel's gone down holding his head. "64 minutes played, Everton nil, Arsenal nil." Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we do have football on Tuesday. We've got I'm sure United play on Tuesday. No, United play AC Milan, Newcastle United, Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia Dortmund. Probably do City, Belgrade. Wednesday is Munich against United. Wow. Burnley and United on the Saturday night. Arsenal. Arsenal and Tottenham are the Sunday afternoon. Manchester United, Crystal Palace the following Tuesday. Newcastle, West Ham. Newcastle, Man City the Wednesday. Interesting. Long ball over the top towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's into the path of Dwight McNeil. Bringing it forward into Abdoulaye Doucouré. Out to that left-hand side to Mikalenko. But Saka's there. And it goes out for an Everton throwing on that left-hand side of the pitch. Dwight McNeil to take the throwing down that left-hand side of the pitch. Mikalenko with the throwing. Headed away by Saliba. Doucouré miskicks it. Doucouré, Abdoulaye. Danjuma hits it over the bar for a goal kick on the shine side for Arsenal. White to Saliba. Declan Rice are bringing it forward. 66th minute played. Goes out wide to Ben White on the right side. Gabriel Jesus on for Eddie Nketiah. Saka gets away from Mikalenko. But Mikalenko does well to track back, but they win the corner on the right side of the pitch. Is it just a one substitution? No, Beto's come off. Yeah, Beto and Nketiah for Calvert-Lewin and Jesus. 67th minute here. Corner for Arsenal on the right side of the pitch. Again, the distribution has been shocking from corners. But as we saw from Manchester United, it only takes one moment to create something. Saka steps over the corner on the right side of the pitch, takes it short to Odegaard. Something from the training ground. Ball in back post. Headed away by Everton, and Pickford gathers it in his hands. Dominic Calvert-Lewin wearing the Batman mask. Trossard into Bukayo Saka, tries to go around the outside of Mikalenko, and he does well, but Onana's tracking back, and they win the corner again, Arsenal, on the right side of the pitch. Onana's played well in his defensive duties for Everton today. Saka steps over to take the corner on the right side of the pitch on the 68th minute. Odegaard again comes short, but let's see what they can do. Looks like Branthwaite is going to line up against Rice. Mikalenko is there. Maybe that's a bit of a mismatch, but we'll see if it has any impact. Saka takes a shot to Odegaard. Odegaard, left foot onto the edge, finds Vieira. Vieira takes it out of his feet. Shimmies onto his right foot, but it goes into Zinchenko. Out to Odegaard on the right side. Bukayo Saka's there. Into Zinchenko. Trossard makes it 1-0, ladies and gentlemen. Just as you thought the moment had gone away from Arsenal, that pass and play, Arsenal quick, one-touch passing, and it's Trossard who finds the back of the net and makes it 1-0 Arsenal. They found a way. Odegaard short from the corner, finds Rice, returns it to White. Zinchenko goes out wide to Odegaard, into Saka, Saka to Trossard, and Trossard takes the first time shot and makes it 1-0 Arsenal, and now we have a game on our hands. And it all comes from players fizzing it into each other and being comfortable knowing that the player they're fizzing it into has the ability to move it about. Football isn't rocket science. Football isn't rocket science. As they try and feed the ball over the top towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but Raya is there. He heads it out for a throw-in. Dominic Calvert-Lewin back to Ashley Young. There's a bit of urgency in this Everton game now. Idrissa Gana Gueye. Shocking. Odegaard holds on to the ball. Odegaard turns in his own half. Backwards to Gabriel, who floats it over the top towards Gabriel Jesus, but it goes out for an Everton throwing on the halfway line. 70th minute. 20 to go here. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Idrissa Gana Gueye to Young. Branthwaite over the top towards Danjuma. Headed away by Gabriel. Into Idrissa Gana Gueye. Brings the ball under control. Onana turns into Idrissa Gana Gueye. His pass is intercepted by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Tries to win it back. Is cleared away by Saka. And it'll fall back to Tarkowski on the left-hand side. How are we all doing in the chat? Where are we all from and who do we support? I need Everton to score. I don't know I don't know football, but I put a random ban. Everton, lol. What are you doing, Starvin? Starvin Arvin. What are you doing putting a random bet on Everton? How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. It's your boy Adam here live on Cat Sports Football. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Mikalenko nearly gets on the end of something, but did they get a corner out of it? Nah, they get a corner, Everton, on this far left-hand side of the pitch. They conceded from one corner. Can they create from another? Ball whipped in by Ashley Young, and Raya gathers it in his hands. That was a bit easy, that. That was a bit easy, that. That was a bit easy. Odegaard goes down holding his face. His mouth, holding his mouth there. But how you doing, Starvin Harvin? Hope you're having a wonderful day away from, and who do you support? You said you don't know anything about football. Everton are shit, I'm guessing. Well, they've only got 1 point in the season so far, and when you have Sean Dyche as a manager, he's not really one for attacking football, is what I'd say. But then, in saying that, the players have been shocking for Everton today. Not controlling the ball, misplaced passes, wasting opportunities. Arsenal have had 73 minutes to try and create something, and it came from a set piece. But there's still minutes in this game. There's still opportunities in this game to try and create something here with Declan Rice on the ball. Out to Bukayo Saka on the right side. Ben White busting a gut to overlap here. Into Odegaard. Into Ben White, who's in behind the defenders here on the right side. Can he find an Arsenal player? Back post is Vieira. And it's straight at the side netting, and it goes out for a goal kick on this left-hand side. Starvin Harvin there with a follow. I appreciate that, Starvin Harvin. Welcome to the community. Love the energy, my bro. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. How you doing? What made you want to put a bet on Everton? As Bukayo Saka takes off Mikalenko on the right side and finds Odegaard on the corner of the box. Brings it central here. Decore just puts a nudge in him. And Idrissa Gana again nicks it away. And Decore now strides with the ball here. Out to the left-hand side is Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who will hold on to it here. Tried to find an Everton player, but it's a misplaced pass. And Arsenal go all the way back to the keeper on this right side. Raya now on the ball. Into Gabriel on this right side. Zinchenko. Is there going to be a last chance here for Everton in this game? Well, Starvin Harvin will wish for. Ben White holds on to it on the 74th minute. My mate supports them, so I thought, fuck it. Why not? Why not? So how long have you been supporting them? Well, actually, no, you just bought better though. Here we go with Gabriel on the ball. Into Saliba. Rice goes out wide to White, returns it back to Rice. So is there any football that you're interested in, Starvin Harvin, besides putting bets on random teams? There's one bit of advice I can tell you. Everton's not a team to put a goal-scoring bet on. Riot on the right side into Zinchenko. First time backwards to Saliba on the right side. Zinchenko to Gabriel. Feeds the ball over the top towards Gabriel Jesus, who brings the ball under control. Branthwaite is there, so is Mikalenko, but Mikalenko does well. And Everton managed to clear away into the path of Abdoulaye Decore, who finds Dwight McNeil backwards to Onana. Onana over the top. Out to the right side towards Danjuma. Zinchenko's tracking back. Danjuma holds onto it, waiting for the Everton cavalry to arrive. Onto the edge finds Idrissa Gana again. And maybe he shouldn't have taken a shot there. We call that high, wide, and not at all handsome. In the words of Andy Gray. Don't know football at all. Don't know football at all. Wow. Very rare to come across a human being on this planet Earth who doesn't know football at all. The international football, do you watch... I'm assuming you're from England, maybe? If your mate supports Everton and you're putting a bet on him. So you watch international football, you know, when it's the Euros or the World Cup? Because I know that's when the missus starts watching football. Somehow, all the women in my life that don't watch football start to watch football when it's a World Cup as Trossard flicks it on to Odegaard, but Everton nearly caught out there, but they managed to win it, but Trossard finds Odegaard again, who's in behind, and Everton are outnumbered here. Odegaard brings the ball forward, takes a shot, saved by Pickford, it falls to Vieira on the edge of the box, left foot shot, saved by Mikalenko, and if Everton come back to draw this, Mikalenko deserves man of the match because he has been outstanding today. When I was like 10, I used to support Chelsea. Okay. What a moment. What a save by Mikalenko to deny Arsenal the second goal and maybe shut out this game. But they get a corner here down this left-hand side where Everton conceded. Let's see what they do from this corner. Vieira. Odegaard. To Vieira on the edge of the box here on this left-hand side. Whips the ball in there for Pickford to punch it away. Rice will gather the loose ball on the right side. Back to White, back to Rice. White makes a rapid run, but Rice holds onto it and goes backwards to Saliba on this right side. Zinchenko lets it run past it. Holds onto the ball here. Out to the left-hand side towards Vieira, who gets away from Young. Can't get away from Onana. And Young clears it away, but referee pulls it back for a free kick, which is a bit surprising. Looks like Kai Havertz is going to be coming on here for Arsenal. Maybe just a bit of height. Tomiyasu also going to come in on for Arsenal. 78 minutes played. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Saliba on the centre circle. Returns it back to Gabriel. On this right side, 78 minutes played. We just have under 12 minutes of the 90 to go plus added time. Can Everton create one moment? One moment is all it takes to get themselves back into this game. As there's a long ball over the top towards Trossard, but Pickford's there to gather it. Professor Dr. Hot, is Everton closer to equaliser or Arsenal closer to 2-0? Well, I'll be honest with you, Professor Dr. Hot, if that's how you say your name. Everton are looking to chase the game, which means Arsenal are finding themselves with numbers when they do counter. The question is, who takes the moment? Because Mikalenko and Pickford have been amazing at the back for Everton today. Arsenal making a double substitution today. So are you an Everton fan, Professor Hot? Zinchenko coming off here for Tomiyasu. And Kai Havertz is coming on here for Arsenal as well. And Vieira coming off, yeah. So they're getting a bit of height in there and a bit of stability at the back. Tomiyasu very well controlling the ball down the left-hand side. And it looks like Everton are making a substitution here as well. Abdoulaye Doucouré comes off for Ghana, which means Onana pushes further up the field. And Idrissa Gana Gueye. So it goes from Idrissa Gana Gueye and Ghana with Onana ahead of it. 10 minutes to go. How are we doing in the chat? Where are we all from and who do we support? Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Long ball over the top. Headed away. Odegaard flicks it back to White. And White just clears it down the line. No, I'm not. I've only bet on a draw. Okay. So do you watch football or like Starvin Harvin? Have you just put a bet on? Here we go with Raya to restart the game for Arsenal. In the team over Ramsdale, some thought it was questionable, but Raya's not really had much to do in this game. Gabriel on the ball on the right side. To Raya on the edge of his own box. Looks like Dan Juma is going to go up alongside Dominic Calvert-Lewin for the last couple of moments of this game. More like a 4-4-1-1. Gone on the right side, applying pressure on Gabriel Trossard, the goal scorer. Switches it into the middle, but it's intercepted there by Idrissa Gana Gueye, who finds Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it's intercepted. And it's cleared away. And it goes out to Bukayo Saka on the right side. 1 against Mikalenko. Can he get the better of him? Yes, he can. But Everton clear it here with Branthwaite. Mikalenko intercepted, but it falls to Branthwaite, who's brought down. Free kick Everton. Yeah, just watch Darmstadt against Mönchengladbach. So German football. German football. So on the news yesterday that Bayer Leverkusen managed to get a last-minute equaliser against Bayern Munich. It's not going well for Bayern Munich at the start of the season. Noticed a couple of games where they've either the Hurricanes' first game was a trophy game which they lost, and then moments here and there. Raya on the shine side with 8 minutes of the 90 to go plus added time. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Gabriel on the shine side. Backwards to Raya on the penalty spot. Out to the right side towards White. White holds onto the ball, finds Rice. Rice into White. To Saka, but it's intercepted by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Goes out for an Arsenal throw it. White to take the throw. Leverkusen will win the Bundesliga title. Xabi Alonso is a fantastic coach, and they brought in really good players. Everything fits together. Well, we'll carry on with that, but let's see what Ghana can do here as he's brought down by Tomiyasu, and the free kick is given Everton as way. How much added time? I actually want to bet yesterday on the Spurs game when they scored in extra time. Well, we're still on the 83rd minute, so we've got 7 minutes of the 90 plus added time. I'd say a minimum of about 4 minutes at least. But Spurs, what are they doing? Winning a game in added time. When did Spurs do stuff like that? But Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso, one of the wisest players in football. Pickford to take the free kick here on this left-hand side. Left foot floats it out to that left-hand side of the box. Headed on. Branthwaite is there. Headed away by Tomiyasu. Is still in around the box. Trossard clears it down the line. Gabriel Jesus will charge it down. But Mikalenko wins the header as Professor Dr. Hottie. His staff follow, but I appreciate it. Garner with the ball. Puts the ball into the box. But he gathers it in his hands here. Ryan Arsenal restart in the 84th minute. Here we go with Saliba. But yeah, Xabi Alonso, man, he's a player. He's going to be a manager that's going to be in hot demand if he carries on with what he's doing with Leverkusen. Trossard. Backwards to Gabriel, into Saliba. Saliba goes out to the right side towards Ben White. Into Odegaard. Saka, backwards. Arsenal, just keep ball here. A bit of possession here on this right side. Gabriel on the ball. Into the middle there finds Saliba. Saliba to Rice, and Rice backwards to Gabriel. Everton just need to be patient here, not go chasing shadows as Raya clears the ball out wide towards Ben White. Into the path of Odegaard, and Odegaard has Saka to his right and Gabriel Jesus to his left. He brings the ball forward here. White to Havertz. Down this left-hand side. Into Trossard. 1-on-1 against Young. Finds Havertz into the box, but Pickford is there. And it goes out for a goal kick. Who do we think Everton are going to get the equaliser, guys, or do we think Arsenal are going to hold out? 85 minutes to go, 4.5 minutes of the 90 to go plus added time. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Ball hit high up top towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who wins the header. But there's no one there for Everton and is cleared away. Jesus loses the ball to Tarkowski. And it goes backwards to Pickford on this left-hand side. Pickford now. Floats the ball up top. In towards Danjuma. Garner loses the ball. Havertz is there. Into Trossard. Trossard finds Rice, who just hits it out. If in doubt, just get it out. But it's into Tarkowski. And Goodison Park are starting to wake up towards the end of this game. This is the last thing Arsenal need to do, as Dwight McNeil gives the ball away and Trossard comes away with it. But Gabriel Jesus loses it to Tarkowski. Backwards to Brantford. The referee's going to pull it back here for a free kick to Everton on the halfway line. This is where Arsenal need to relax. They've done this in previous games where they let the occasion get to them, and then the stadium just swallows them up whole. Need to settle their mentality. They don't need to always win 2-3-0 in a game. 1-0 is just fine. Arsenal made it famous. 1-0 to the Arsenal. Patterson coming on here for Ashley Young for the last couple of minutes of the game. Ashley Young played brilliantly so far in this game. As an OAP, he's been brilliant today. And it's going to be another substitution. Dwight McNeil coming off now. Who's been shocking today. Dwight McNeil has been horrendous today for Everton. Chamiti's coming on. 87th minute. We've got 3 minutes of the 90 to go plus added time. Everton have a free kick on the halfway line. Can they create something from this moment? This opportunity. Can they create something? They've done it in the past. As Pickford floats it up top. And Raya gathers it, but he wins the free kick on this right side. 87th minute. How are we all doing in the chat? Welcome, welcome, welcome to you all. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's his own play that makes him drop the ball. I don't understand how that's a free kick, but the referee's giving it. 88th minute here. Everton are smelling. TC, how you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. 2 minutes left at the 90 to go plus added time. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. 2 talking points from this game. The first one was before the game even kicked off. Raya coming in for Ramsdale. The second one was VAR using a view from the corner flag to decide an offside, which was shocking as Gabriel Jesus manages to keep the ball in play, but Pickford gathers it. Long time no see, brother. It has been a long time, TC. I hope you're doing well. As Everton flick it on, but Raya gathers it in his hands. I hope for both of us that Everton make another goal. They'll have to create something. They've only got a minute left plus added time. They've only got a minute left plus added time in this game to create something. As Raya looks to see more of the ball towards the end of the game than he has throughout the entirety of the game. Long ball over the top, headed on, but Tarkowski heads it back to the keeper on this left-hand side. 89th minute, just under a minute plus added time. I'd say at least 4 minutes of added time in this game. But we'll wait to see as Pickford hits it up top, but it's headed away. Onana picks up the loose ball and tries to feed it out wide, but there's no one there for Everton as Tomiyasu picks up the loose ball into Trossard. Trossard to Havertz, to Rice. Intercepted there by Patterson, bringing the ball forward into Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Gets himself into the box, but there's no one there. And it goes out for a goal kick on this right-hand side. Raya restarts on this right side. All looks to the fourth official to see how much stoppage time we get. And yes, we get 4 minutes of added time, ladies and gentlemen. 4 minutes of added time, ladies and gentlemen. Goes out for an Everton throwing on the left-hand side. Idrissa Gana leaves it to Mikalenko. Mikalenko to take the throwing on the halfway line. Long throwing towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Idrissa Gana to Onana. Falls to Chamiti, but he loses it to Havertz. And Trossard goes backwards to Gabriel. Ball watching, and Chamiti nearly takes it off him, and Gabriel just hooves it out. Tomiyasu jumps up alongside Patterson, but it's cleared away. And it goes out for a throwing on the right side for Arsenal. Tomiyasu steps over to take it. Gabriel, ball watching there, just needs to be careful. Don't need to make any mistakes at the back today. Tomiyasu steps over. Long throw it. Brought down by Tarkowski. Gabriel Jesus is there against Garner. Patterson hits it out for a throwing on this left-hand side. Everton losing time here. Tomiyasu steps over to take the throwing here. We've got 2.5 to go of the added time. Flicked away by Patterson. Jesus is there. And it goes out for a free kick on this left-hand side as Pickford comes rushing out to figure out what's going on there. Arsenal have a free kick down this left-hand side with 2 minutes to go. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Odegaard takes a short free kick to Jesus. Arsenal running down the clock in the corner now. Patterson is there. Loses it to Chamiti. Anana. Cleared away by Everton. Dominic Calvert-Lewin brings the ball under control and gets away from Gabriel, but he loses the footing of the ball and it goes out for a throwing on the right side for Arsenal. 1.5 to go here of the added time. Long throwing by Tomiyasu, headed away by Tarkovsky. Odegaard brings the ball under control. Chamiti's all over it. Forster Rice on the centre circle, out wide towards Bukayo Saka. Mikalenko comes over to cover again. Last thing you need to do is give a free kick away. It goes out for a throwing on the right side for Arsenal. Looks like the Everton fans are getting out in numbers here. Game hasn't even finished and they're entering the stadium. Jesus in the box here. Loses the ball and it goes out for a corner on the right side. 30 seconds to go here. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Corner taken short. Another corner for Arsenal and another moment to waste time here. Saka. Jesus. Cleared away into Patterson. Last chance here for Everton. Pickford to restart the game. Goodison Park. Clear. Oh no, there isn't. The referee blows the whistle and it finishes. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. And ladies and gentlemen, that was a difficult game to watch. Arsenal just didn't get into second gear. Everton didn't even get out of the stumbling blocks in this game. It was a shocking game to watch. But from a set piece, special set piece on the right side, Arsenal managed to get a goal and make it 1-0. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all that came by the stream. Professor Dr. Hart and Starvin Harvin. Unfortunately, you didn't get your Everton goal for your bets, but I'm back on Tuesday where we have Champions League football. Until then, love yourselves, love the game, and I love you guys. Take care. Peace.